There is a profound, silent resilience found in those who were raised during the 1960s, a psychological steadying mechanism that doesn't scream for attention, but reveals itself the moment the world begins to fracture. To understand the modern mind, we must first understand the architecture of a generation that learned to find balance while the ground beneath them was constantly shifting. Welcome to Mind Ark. Before we dive into this psychological journey, subscribe to Mind Ark to join our community dedicated to deep human insight. The 1960s did not produce a generation that felt safe. It produced a generation that learned how to function in the total absence of security. While modern psychology often focuses on the pursuit of certainty, the children of the 60s were forged in the fires of ambiguity. They grew up holding opposing truths in their hands, the blinding brightness of social progress alongside the dark, ambient shadow of total collapse. When a developing mind is denied the comfort of simple stories, it develops something far more valuable than certainty. It develops capacity. Think of the duck and cover drills. Imagine being a child hiding under a wooden desk to practice for the end of the world. Intuitively, you knew that desk wouldn't save you, yet you were expected to crawl back into your chair and finish your arithmetic. This created a form of psychological triage. It trained the nervous system to distinguish between a genuine catastrophe and a daily inconvenience. When you have rehearsed the apocalypse before your 10th birthday, a difficult boss or a fluctuating economy feels manageable. It isn't that these people don't feel stress, it's that their threshold for panic was set at a much higher frequency. This era was defined by the suddenness of change. For these children, reality was negotiable. Cultural landscapes, authority figures, and social norms didn't just drift, they shattered and reformed in real time. This birthed a unique kind of cognitive flexibility. While the human brain naturally craves predictability, 1960s children internalized the idea that change is not a failure of the world, but its primary feature. They don't worship innovation, nor are they paralyzed by it. They simply endure it, navigating the waves without losing their internal compass. Perhaps the most complex layer of this psychological makeup is the relationship with hope and grief. This generation watched their heroes fall on live television. They saw that goodness does not guarantee protection and that progress is not a straight line. This stripped their hope of its innocence, but it replaced it with something much more durable. It created a weighted optimism, a belief in a better future that has already survived the worst disappointments. It's why this generation often values quiet competence over loud charisma. They have seen what happens when the pedestal breaks. Independence was not a reward for these children, it was the atmosphere they breathed. They navigated physical streets and social conflicts without digital tethers or adult mediation. This built a deep internal locus of control, the unshakable belief that they possess the agency to fix what is broken. They don't look for permission to act, they look for a tool to solve the problem. However, this self-reliance often came with a hidden price, a habit of emotional compression. When you are taught to wash it off and keep moving, you learn to manage pain, but you may forget how to voice it. The 1960s mind is a master of delay tolerance. In a world before instant gratification, waiting was a mandatory practice. The space between wanting and having was where their imagination and patience were cultivated. Today, as we struggle with the anxiety of a high-speed world, the psychological architecture of the 60s offers a lesson in steadiness. It proves that we can stay upright even when the answers are delayed. We study this history at Mind Ark not to romanticize the past, but to understand the tools of resilience. We can adopt this generational strength, this ability to hold contradiction and tolerate uncertainty, without inheriting the silence that often accompanied it. We can be both strong and expressive, both independent and connected. If this exploration of the mind resonated with you, subscribe to Mind Ark. We explore the depths of human psychology to help you navigate the complexities of the modern world. What part of this psychological profile do you recognize in yourself or your loved ones? Share your thoughts in the comments below.